Okay, this is going to be a video about finding game name apps. So I'll explain what you need to do. So this is a sheet you're going to have access to. Alright, now these are the different outsourcers that I've had hired, and this is the login for each of them to publish the app. Okay, and here, as you can see, this on the right, it tells the person that we've assigned it to, and this may change if we change any outsourcers, but this is it for now. Okay, so you'll need to sign into each one of their accounts every day just to monitor their app, and that was from the previous video. You got to see how to monitor, and this is how we create the apps. Okay, so let's go and let's go through each of these categories. Okay, the first one is the original game app. So what's original? What does that mean? So if you go to the Google Store, I'll leave this open actually. If you go to play.google.com, okay, I'll put this URL right here for you. Google Store URL. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, and we'll just keep this blank. Okay, so there it is, Google Store URL. So if you go here, for example, now what we do is we find the top apps. So if you just go to apps here, and then you just you just go to games, click games here. All these apps are possible ones that we could work with. So what the criteria is first of all, this guide that you choose, what we're doing is we're making game guide apps, right, for each of these games. That's the idea. So the game guide the app needs to have guides created already by other developers. So for example, let's choose Heyday, okay? Let's choose Heyday. So let's just type the name in here, Heyday. And does it have a guide? Yeah, Heyday walkthrough, right? Heyday tool. That's 2 of them. If you want to be more specific, let's just go type in Heyday guide. First you type in just the name, okay, of the app, and then you type the name of the app and then guide. Okay, yeah, so this has a guide here. This is hacks and tips, so that's also called a guide. Okay, these are the various ones. They're not all going to be called guide. They're going to be called walkthrough, they're going to be tips, they're going to be hacks, they're going to be cheats. But as I had mentioned in the other videos, never ever use the words cheats or hacks, okay, when you are creating an app. And especially an app name, never use that in there. Okay, it should just be guide and walkthrough or tips or something like that. Here's guide. So this one's good to go. So that's your number 1 criteria, is to see if that game has other guides developed by other people, okay? And then the number of installations should be at least, I've just written that there, that's where it is. Okay, game installations need to be higher than 500k. So now let's go back here for an example, and we chose games, right? So let's open this one, Farm Frenzy. 100,000 to 500,000 downloads, so we would skip this one for now. Let's open another one, Gun Zombie. 100,000 to 500,000, nope. Okay, keep looking. Defenders or Ninja Jump Dash, hopefully I think that should have. Yeah, no, they're all 100,000 to 500,000. Okay. So we want to look, I think Heyday should have more than 500,000. Yeah. Oh, 50 million to 100 million. Okay, so that's perfect. So this is one we would use, right? I already have this one, but this would be a good example. So that's where you check, open the game, scroll down and check on installations here, and that should be more than 50,000, okay? That's the second criteria. And now, okay, I'm going to show you how to go to, so go to Google Keyword Planner, okay? So let's go to Google Keyword Planner. We go to Google, and then you type keyword, tool or keyword planner. Click on the first one, sign into your Gmail account. Okay. Okay, so you go search for new keyword and add group ideas, and then you type the name of the game. So for example, this would be called Heyday, right? Just type the name in, get ideas, and you wait for it to load, then click on keyword ideas. Okay, and now you click here, average monthly searches. Okay, so again, remember now, these are quite popular, but we're not going to use them. Heyday Cheats, Heyday Hack, no. Heyday Game, so that's a good one to do. Heyday Tips is also a good one. So we're going to be creating two different names, okay? So we're going to be creating here, for the same app, okay? For example, this was Summoner's War. We create a name over here. That's our name that we're going to be calling it. And then if you click on this sheet over here, this same name, we're going to have the same game app is going to have another name because it's on the Create Cool Apps platform and this is on the Andromo platform, right? Okay, so you're going to have two different names, which we're going to add here. Okay, so for going back, for example, you go to the keyword planner. So we're never going to use the name of the app in the game, okay? So what that means is we're going to be calling this game guide. The first one, let's see, what has the most searches? Heyday Game, okay? So we can call it Heyday Game, and then Tips is the next one. So we can call it Heyday Game Tips. But now, like I said, we're not going to be using the name, the actual whole name in the game name guide. So we're going to be calling it we can call it Heyday's Game Tips, or Game Tips for Heydays, okay? We're just adding a letter here, or sometimes we might remove a letter, just so that we don't have the exact same name of the game in the title that we're going to be creating, okay? I'll just show you a specific example so it makes sense. So let's go here to the beginning, to this first tab here, okay? Summoner's War Guide. So what I did is I typed Summoner War here, Summoner War. Here, this is the Summoner War. Summoner's War, that's what it is. Okay? So I found that game, and then I put it into here, get ideas. Okay? And then I click here, average monthly searches. I click it again so that the highest comes first, and Summoner Wars is one of the highest searches, and guide is also next. So what I did, if you can see here, is I typed Summoner's War Guide Ultimate. Okay, so I just added the word ultimate, but I took Summoner's War, right? Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually going to show you. Summoner's War is the name, so we should be calling it Summoner Wars. Okay, this is the second highest monthly search. So the name, we've changed it a bit, so it should be Summoner Wars. So this was an error on our part. Okay. And why did I choose the word guide? Because that was the second highest, okay? Here. I added the word guide and ultimate just to be different. So another thing you need to do is if you go and type that here, if you go into the Play Store and type guide, make sure that your name is not being used. So maybe if we used Summoner's War, this one, Summoner Wars Guide, maybe somebody else would have taken it. So we have to be careful not to copy somebody else's name, okay? So all you do is type in, like, if that's what we're going to call it, Summoner's War, Summoner Wars, oh, sorry, Guide. I think this one here. Yeah, Summoner's War guide, right? So we don't want to use that. That already exists. So that's why we added the word, sorry, keep opening that one, ultimate. Okay, so just to make it different, you can never duplicate somebody else's name. Okay, and now this is number 1, right? This is going to be published on Andromo. Now number 2 is going to be published on CCA. So let's go back to Keyword Planner. We can call it here again. We can copy this part, Summoner's War, and paste it here. And let's go with the second one now, Wiki. We can call this Wiki. Okay, because this is the second, I mean, this was first. We chose that for the other app. Now we'll just choose Wiki and put it there. And I'm going to add, because I think that should already be, that's probably taken by somebody else. No, that's not taken. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so that's going to be the name for it on CCA. Okay, we'll do one more example. 100 Doors. Okay, 100 Doors 2 is the name. So let's go put that here. Get ideas. Okay, so this is obviously in another language. So 100 Doors 2 walkthrough. Okay, that's what we're going to use, and I think that is what we did use. 100 Doors 2. So we shouldn't be using the name, the exact same name. So my partner did this, so I'm just going to have to make the changes for him right now. Okay, so we do not use that. We're going to be calling it 100 Door. We're just going to remove one letter, right? Just to make it different, to not make it have the same name that it has as the original game. So if you go to the actual, it's called 100 Doors, is the actual name of the game, but we want to make a small variation to this name. So I'm just removing the S. Okay? And the chances of us getting suspended are going to be a lot lower this way. Alright, and then we used walkthrough. And now if you go on CCA, what are we going to call it? We can call it 100 Door 2 Levels. Okay, because again, we don't want to use cheat. So we'll call it 100 Door 2. Okay, and I hope this is clear. These codes will be given to you by me or my partner, so that part you don't have to worry about. And I think this is a good example. Now, this one's actually not good either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change, I'm going to search here again, and I'll show you one more example. So Angry Birds. Okay, let's click Get Ideas. Okay, click here, average monthly searches, and click again. Okay, so Angry Birds Go is another game. We just want, okay, so Angry Birds game. So we can call it Angry Birds is the one you should be very careful with, because if you put Angry Bird, sometimes they just detect it and they say you're not supposed to do that. So call it Angry, we can call it Anger Birds. I'm just making some change, right? A little bit of a change. Like if I call it Anger without the Y, it would just sound ridiculous. So I'm going to call it I'll type what I'm going to call it, and we'll call it Games, and then we'll add this one, Online. Okay? Or we'll call it Guide because it's a guide. Okay, so we'll call it Anger Birds Games. Or actually, let's see if we can find guide anywhere. Let's call it Wiki. We want to try going along with the lines of Wiki or guide or walkthrough. So let's call this one Wiki. Okay? Games Wiki. So I'm just pulling out keywords from here. That's all I'm doing, is taking a few keywords from the high searches. Okay? And then the next one, I'm actually running out of time for this video because I can only record 15 minutes. We would call it Angry Birds Game Online Free Guide, something like that. Only 30 characters is allowed in the game whole name, so you would just have to mix and match a few of the keywords. Okay, so I really hope I made sense, and I'm going to close this video now. Okay, thank you.